women will no longer be your focus on semen retention. Yeah, this is the truth. No, once you get past amount of weeks or months, whenever your mind changes to really focus in on your purpose, women will no longer be your focus. When you take your life serious, when you take your purpose serious, when you take your goals serious, when you really want to change your life, when you want to really be a high value male, when you really want to have a king mindset, when you really value your time and attention, when you really ready to commit to your purpose and be devoted and ready to work and really focus in on your life, women will no longer be your focus. I know a lot of you guys, it's hard for you to really just think about that and really accept that mentally, psychologically. It's really hard for you to accept that. It's really hard for you to really huh? Women no longer gonna be my focus. No, it's not. All you're gonna be doing is trying to do better, pursue your purpose, get on your grind, become a better man. You're gonna realize that you're gonna feel better. You're gonna be much happier when you're getting things done that's benefiting you. I just feel so happy when I complete a video. When I finish the video, I just be so happy inside because I am one step away from becoming very, very successful. Because who's telling? I don't know what video is going to blow up, what video is going to, be recommended and trend through the algorithm, and be promoted a lot, on a grand level for my channel to blow up. I don't know what video will that be, but I am really focusing on my purpose. Women is not my focus. Women is no longer my focus. I know it's hard for a lot of you guys to accept what I'm saying, but you'll start to find happiness in your purpose and working and getting stuff done. My purpose is filling the void in my life, not women. I remember women used to fill the void, in my life, chasing girls, trying to, find love, when really, you don't even have to find love. That's a big lie. Love comes from within. It's in you already. You just have to tap into it by getting on semen retention. But women is no longer my focus. I'm telling you. I'm so happy that I'm attached to my purpose now. I love what I'm doing, guys. When you truly love what you're doing, you're not gonna put it aside for no woman. I'm telling you. You're not gonna put it aside for nobody. Unless it's an emergency in your family. Other than that, you're not gonna just drop what you're doing in the middle of what you're doing for a woman. You're just not gonna have that mindset no more. You're not gonna be a woman pleaser no more. Because you're gonna be trying to please yourself. You're gonna have that self-love within yourself, guys. When you get on semen retention and you pass that, X amount of weeks or months. Whenever you get this mentality and this feeling. But if you keep retaining, you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. It is a very, very good feeling. I invested so much time and effort toward my purpose. You think I'm just gonna put it aside for a woman? You think I'm just gonna neglect it for a woman? No. I've came too far to neglect this for a woman. It'd be silly of me to neglect my purpose for a woman. Guys, I'm telling you, women will no longer be your focus. You bettering yourself is going to be your focus. Now, you might talk, you might interact with women here and there, but it's not going to be like, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be like your main focus. They're not. Because let's face it, I'm not a hypocrite. I still interact with women, I live in a world full of women. I love women. I don't hate women. I love to have fun with women. They're fun to be around. But I'm saying that's not going to be your main focus. It's women. They're no longer going to be your focus, man. I'm telling you. You're gonna just enjoy just like putting in work. When I do a video, I feel like I accomplished something that's very, very great. I feel like I got a degree when I finish a video. This is truth. I feel like I just won an award when I finish video. I feel like I just got that 100K plaque from YouTube after I finish a video. I really do, guys. But women no longer going to be your focus. They're just not. Like, a lot of you guys need to just put women aside. Because you really can't multitask. There's a lot of guys that can't multitask because they can't control their sexual urges. They can't be on semen retention and be texting women. There's some guys that can't do that. Most guys can. Because they're going to end up telling that woman to come over, and then she's going to interfere with your purpose. You're going to end up relapsing. But once you really truly get on semen retention and you find your purpose, you're going to just stick to it, to your purpose. No, I'm in love with what I'm doing. I can only walk away from this. This is not going to walk away from me. I can only walk away from YouTube. But a woman, she can walk away from you anytime that she wants. Because women feel different every single day. Every hour. Every couple hours. Women feel different. And they could just walk away from you. And you did all that investing. And now you're sad, miserable, and depressed. You won't have that feeling. When you fully get on semen retention and have the discipline to be focusing on your purpose. Man, purpose is what really life is really about. Not to sound corny. I'm telling you guys. You thinking that you need a woman, you being needy, that's no longer going to be in your mindset when you get on semen retention. Women is no longer going to be your focus. I'm telling you. Because you're trying to get it. Time is ticking. Time is winding up. You only getting older. You can't get time back. So you got to go hard every single day if you're trying to change your life. This is why I say women is not going to be your focus when you get on semen retention. I just love what I do, man. Once you really love what you're doing, when it comes down to your purpose, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. You're going to really relate to this video. I'm telling you, you're going to really relate to this video. It's just a lot of you guys, you're not on your purpose. You haven't found your purpose on semen retention. And this is how you get distracted by women. Because you haven't found something that you genuinely love to do, that you can monetize, that can benefit you in the long run. That can make you more and more money. But I'm telling you guys, women is not going to be your focus once you get on semen retention. And this for the guys that's really like at the bottom. Like me, I'm still at the bottom. I'm trying to get to the top of the pyramid. You know, I'm going hard, man. I really want to better my life. No, semen retention is just keeping me at my purpose. I'm just staying at it. Like, you're going to understand, man. You know, a lot of you guys that's beginners, you don't understand yet because you haven't got this mentality. But once you get this mentality, man, and this energy, and this focus, you're going to become a monster when it comes down to your purpose. You're going to become a beast. You're going to be very, very dominant. You're going to just stay on your purpose. You're going to just stay on it. Because semen retention is life-changing. Semen retention will save your life. But I'm telling you, man, women is not going to be your focus, man. Because a lot of guys is doing semen retention for the women attraction. Women attraction, I see, is getting the most views in the algorithm. This is true. It's not about that, guys. That's not what it's about. You guys want the women attraction more than the success. A lot of guys don't see what you. They want the women attraction more than the success. You're gonna fail like that. This is why a lot of guys fail. This is why a lot of guys relapsing. Because women is your focus. And you can't control your sexual urges, man. You got to keep practicing this. It took me a while to really get it together, like to go on long streets. It took me a while, bro, for me to really get it together. But I'm going on longer streaks now. Way longer than what I used to. Because I have tapped into my purpose. I'm using semen retention for purpose. To better my life. And it's very attractive to women. Because women, they want a man that's on his grind. They want a man that's trying to do better. This is why they want the top 10% guys. Because those guys, they didn't waste no time. They got on their purpose and they stayed at it. They focus wasn't really women. Their focus is really their purpose. And really getting money. You got to really be motivated to, you know, get money and to just love what you're doing. Being consistent at what you're doing. You got to be motivated to better your life on this journey. I'm telling you guys. But women is not going to be your focus. Women is not my focus right now. I'm telling you. No, I couldn't even put my all into a woman if I could. Because it's better when a woman falls in love with you and you only like her. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I like women. I love women, but I'm not going to fall in love with them. That's two different type of mindsets. Because when a man falls in love with a woman, he becomes emotional and lose sight of logic. He lose sight of logic. And then he starts to please that woman. And then he starts to neglect his purpose. And then he starts to relapse more and more and more. And it starts to drain him. Keeping him at the same level in life. You don't want to stay stagnant. You don't want to be at the same level. You want to keep moving up. But semen retention is going to keep you moving up. It's not going to keep you stagnant. I'm telling you guys, women is not going to be your focus. I'm just trying to put this in you guys' head. So you can stop focusing on women. Some of you guys need to just write, 100 times on a paper. Front and back. I would not do semen retention for women. I would not do semen retention for women. I would not do semen retention for women. Until it become a part of your neurological system. Until it become programmed in your brain. So you can really find your purpose. See, I want you guys to find your purpose. I want the void in your life to be filled with your purpose. There's no greater feeling telling you guys, there's no greater feeling. I'm less, I'm not even that emotional. Because I have emotions, but I'm not that even emotional. When you texting all them women, trying to see who gonna smash, who you gonna take out for a date, women playing with you and stuff like that, that makes you emotional. Because women are wasting your time playing games. You don't have to worry about that on semen retention if you really take it serious and get on your purpose. I'm telling you. You ain't got to worry about female manipulation if you get on your purpose and get on semen retention. Because women is not your focus. A lot of women are playing with you guys, wasting you guys' time. And you study relapsing to these women. You study playing these women games. You study trying to impress these women, and they're just playing you. Because they know that you lack self-love. They know that you're not on semen retention. Spiritually, they know that. But not logically, they don't know that. Because a lot of women don't know about semen retention. They know that you're weak. Get on semen retention, man. So women can no longer be your focus. No, women going to start hitting you up. Women going to start giving you attention. Once they start, when they realize that you're moving up in life. Why do you guys value women and what's between a woman's legs more than you value your own money? That's sad. That is sad. That's ridiculous. That's pitiful. Because time is money. And money is a form of energy. Because you have to work to get that money. And you're going to spend it on a woman instead of investing into the stock market. You ain't going to have that mindset once you get on semen retention. Women no longer going to be your focus. That's why. You're going to care about yourself. A lot of you guys haven't found yourself. Semen retention will help you find yourself, man. You need to work on yourself. So retaining your sexual energy, transmuting that energy, so you can heal yourself, so you can know your value and worth, is one of the best things that a man can do in his life. You can conquer anything on semen retention. As long as you have the right intentions toward retaining. Man, I'm just in love with what I'm doing. I've came too far now to be sidetracked by women. To be focusing on women. It's not worth it. I sacrifice focusing on women to find my purpose and to walk into my purpose. I'm starting to do better in life. I feel it. I feel eventually I'm going to be doing a lot better in life. I feel that. My manifestation is super strong on semen retention.